Hi, I'm Kyle Westerman, and this is USD 358, Oxford Junior High and High School Communications Chart. As we look through the internal and external parts of communication, you'll see that most of our ways of communicating through the school are very similar. When you go through the internal part, looking at the school board, a lot of the school board communication is face-to-face, but we are contacted through emails. There are phone calls made as well from the school board to administration, teachers, and other staff. But most of the time, our communication is through board notes, where we are emailed the board notes monthly, or if there's any kind of special meeting for the board, then those meeting notes are emailed to us as well. With the administration, again, we have face-to-face, emails, phone calls, staff meetings, and most recently Zoom meetings have been a big part of communication with the administration. With a small school, we only have, our principal and superintendent is the same person, and then we have a counselor in the high school, and we have an elementary administrator, and so their communication has been mostly probably through phone calls and emails. And very rarely face-to-face as of right now, but prior to that has been mostly face-to-face. In any administration, communication with teachers is usually done through emails or face-to-face communication there. Teachers, before the whole coronavirus thing, most of our communication was done face-to-face. Being a small school, it's easy for us to walk just down the hall and communicate with another teacher orally. We also do have weekly staff meetings on every Friday. We have a late start, so our kids don't come in till 9 on Fridays, and so we meet as a staff on Fridays from about 7:45 to 8:45, and so there's a lot of face-to-face communication there. But again, during the school day, most of the communication would be done through emails, and again, most recently here has been our Zoom meetings and emails as well. Very rarely do we call other teachers. There's been a few text messages back and forth to other teachers, but not really about school stuff. With supplementary staff, it would be face-to-face emails, and every now and then it would be a phone call. Communicate with the supplementary staff. With students, before the COVID, it would be face-to-face and a little bit of Google Classroom, but now it is mostly Google Classroom, emails, and Zoom meetings with the students. Externally, I would say most of our communication as a school with parents would be through emails and phone calls. If it's coming from the school, it's more than likely going to be social media or the school website is where the parents will get information from the school. If it's from a teacher, it's going to be an email or a phone call. Business leaders, very similar to the parents in the fact that if it's coming from the school, most of their information is going to come from either social media or the school website. If we do have a specific communication of a business leader that we need, help with some fundraising or some backing of some sort, a phone call would be made or a face-to-face meeting would be scheduled. With the media, the only thing I can think about with media is like school closings or sports scores, or right now we have a bond issue that has been passed and is being implemented right now, and so we're adding on to both our high school and our elementary school. But both of those are done through emails and phone calls with the communication there. Community and local government, I lump those two together because I feel like those do link, as most of the local government or all of the local government is part of the community as well. Face-to-face emails with anybody specifically that needs to be contacted within the community or local government. Everybody's contacted usually through social media. We do have school-wide phone calls that can go out, and then also the school website is open to everybody. We do have a co-op that is not a part of our district. It's actually USD 619, I believe. And so we work with the co-op very closely on what we do at the school. And so a lot of those again, previous to the COVID thing, have been face-to-face meetings, but now it's definitely more emails, phone calls, and I'm not usually a part of it, but administration would have Zoom meetings with the co-op and requests for what they need to do during this time period. The last things would be evaluate. Internally, the most common form of communication is emails daily, and recently Zoom meetings at least weekly. Externally, the most common form of communication is the social media, and our social media is updated daily, and that is done by our administration. That is not done by teachers. To extend on what I have portrayed so far, with what is going on right now, the non-face-to-face communication has been key, and right now it is harder to reach those students that don't want to be contacted, and sometimes parents don't want to be contacted either. And so phone calls and emails are sent out almost daily to those kids that are kind of falling behind, and to their parents. And with things opening up a little bit, we are bringing in some students for some one-on-one tutoring, of course still recognizing the social distancing, taking precautions there, but we're hoping to help some of those students that are struggling with this new online format and doing it that way. And approve. All parties are contacted through a digital communication, especially right now, but with the current changes, a lot more phone calls have been made to create a stronger communication with parents and students. And I mean, we are communicating daily with our administration on what students are struggling. We're communicating as teachers with our students daily, whether it be through some kind of digital platform, email or Google Classroom. And then same thing with the administration. The administration, calls the parents, calls the students, and asks them if everything's okay, checking on them. And the Zoom meetings, another digital platform of communication that we've been using quite often. Thank you.